have 8 minutes.
I rise today in support of the Labour Party motion and to endorse the comments made by Senator Jed Nash in this regard, and indeed to commend the sterling work and achievements over the last number of years by Jed Nash in the area of workers' rights. I myself have visited the Dublin bus drivers' picket line twice over the last number of months, and it's at Clontarf bus depot. And it's clear from my discussions with them that they want a number of things. Naturally, their pay claim has been well aired, but what is clear to everyone is that, firstly, a mechanism has to be found to get discussions around the table, and thankfully there have been movements in this regard in the recent past. But secondly, the future security of the company and the government's relationship with the company has to be clarified. In this regard, it has to be stated that the Minister for Transport has been found to be completely lacking in using any imagination relating to helping to resolve this dispute. And what we're calling for in this motion is what the Minister should have been working on for the last 4 months. We know now it took him over 4 months to even sit down with Dublin bus management, despite the fact that this strike was well known to be coming down the track. Of course, Minister Ross is fast learning, but possibly a little like Donald Trump, he's learning that mouthing off isn't an option when you actually have some responsibility. You can't leak a tidbit of information to a former colleague in a national newspaper to hopefully garner some positive coverage in future. You can't talk up a showdown at the OK Corral only to pick up your dignity on the way out. You can't send out a tweet along the lines of shell shock here at the step-aside bus stop. You have to realise, and the Independent Alliance has to realise, that government means you actually have to do something. But perhaps this is the perfect storm for the Minister, as two of the forces he hates most in life, trade unions and semi-states, form two sides of his Bermuda Triangle. This is the Minister who previously said of trade unions that the arch-insiders of the Celtic Tiger. He referred to them as big bearded bosses at SIPTU. He called them the Ayatollahs of social partnership. He described pay claims as Liberty Hall's latest smash-and-grab raid on the Exchequer, and used this colourful language in terms of trade unions, saying the social partners has their snouts buried in the national trough. And this is what the Minister previously said of CIE. CIE has in recent years been exposed as a swamp of waste and skullduggery. He also stated, Quangos like CIE and its 3 subsidiaries, Dublin Bus, Bus Éireann and Éireann Road Éireann, are in dire need of efficiencies. There is plenty of fat hidden in the darker corners of these bloated bodies. There is something of the dark about CIE, he once wrote, or at least a very thick fog embracing the murky company. So I believe, and the Labour Party believes, it's time for Fine Gael and the Independent Alliance to come clean. What is their vision for public transport? I know, as a member of the last government, as a backbench TD and then a Minister of State, that if the Labour Party had not stood up and entered government, Dublin Bus would have been privatised, and Minister Ross would probably have been one of the loudest cheerleaders for that. So I would ask ministers and this government to set out their vision. As Senator Nash has outlined, we can take a model from other Northern European countries in terms of industrial relations. And we want you to set out your vision for the reinstatement over the coming years of the pre-crash subvention of Dublin Bus. I commend the motion to the House.